Today, we have a tale full of twists that you won't want to miss. Sit tight, and let's begin today's interesting story. Discovering my girlfriend's infidelity was a profound shock. We had been together for 4 years, having met in college and moved in together 2 years prior. Our relationship appeared to be solid. We frequently discussed marriage and starting a family. However, everything shifted drastically one Thursday evening. I had received an early leave from work to celebrate securing a major client and decided to surprise her with her favorite sushi. As I quietly entered our apartment, I heard unmistakable sounds emanating from the bedroom. For a brief moment, I considered retreating, but a blend of curiosity and dread propelled me forward. When I opened the bedroom door, I was confronted with a scene that shattered my world. My girlfriend was in bed with another man, initially oblivious to my presence. They jumped in shock when I cleared my throat. "What the hell is this?" I managed to ask, surprisingly calm amidst the turmoil. My girlfriend hurried to cover herself, but her reaction was one of annoyance rather than remorse. "You were supposed to be at work," she snapped, as if I were the one in the wrong. The man, scrambling for his clothes, mumbled that he didn't know she had a boyfriend before hastily leaving. Turning my attention back to her, I demanded to know how long this had been going on. Her dismissive reply struck deep. "It was just once. Get over it," she said, rolling her eyes, as if to trivialize the seriousness of her betrayal. When I stood in stunned silence, she attempted to deflect blame. "You're always working. What did you expect?" Despite my pain, I calmly asked the man to leave. Once he was gone, her demeanor shifted again. "It was a mistake, okay? It didn't mean anything," she said. But when I remained silent, she grew defensive. "What? You're just going to stand there judging me. You're not exactly Mr. Perfect yourself." I quietly reminded her that I had never cheated on her. In that moment, something shifted in her expression, but instead of showing remorse, she smirked and retorted, "Well, maybe you should know he's better in bed anyway." That was the final straw. I nodded, turned, and walked out, taking only my laptop, wallet, and car keys. I spent the night at a friend's place, feeling numb. The next morning, clarity washed over me, and I recognized a need for decisive action. I called work to request a personal day and then contacted our landlord, since the apartment lease was in my name due to her credit issues. He was understanding and guided me on how to proceed. I contacted the internet and utility companies to disconnect the services, all of which were in my name. I went to the bank to separate our finances, removing her as an authorized user on my credit card. The rest of the day was spent at a coffee shop, ignoring a torrent of texts and calls from her. By 4 p.m., I briefly turned my phone back on and saw numerous missed calls and messages. I texted a friend to see if I could stay at his place a bit longer, and he happily agreed. That evening, I returned to our apartment, knowing she would be at yoga. I packed my essentials and left a note on the counter. "Lease ends in 30 days. Utilities disconnected. Good luck." Just as I was driving away, I saw her car pull into the lot, our eyes meeting briefly. The confusion on her face quickly turned to panic, but I kept driving. The next morning, my inbox filled with emails from her, 43 in total, ranging from anger to desperation. She had lost access to everything. Her attempt to shower was foiled by the shut-off water, and her card was declined for food orders linked to my credit account. The last email, sent at 2:37 a.m., was a simple plea. "Please call me. I'm sorry. We need to talk." I chose not to respond. I was still processing the sudden collapse of our life together. While I expected to feel grief, rage, or heartbreak, I felt only an unsettling emptiness. As days passed, her life unraveled faster than I anticipated. I stayed at my friend's place while searching for my own apartment. My boss was supportive, having experienced similar betrayal in his past, and encouraged me to take the time I needed. The apartment lease contained a clause for early termination with a fee equivalent to 1 month's rent, which I paid up front. My ex learned this the hard way when she discovered she couldn't qualify for an apartment on her own. The utilities were completely shut off, forcing her to confront the consequences of her actions. To complicate matters, the man I caught her with turned out to be a married co-worker with a pregnant wife. After several days of silence, my ex showed up at my office, creating a scene that was recorded by a colleague. She accused me of ruining her life over one mistake. But in her distress, she inadvertently revealed the man's name. After some research, I found his wife on Facebook and messaged her with the details of the affair. The fallout was catastrophic. The wife, devastated but grateful for the information, contacted HR with evidence of the affair. Both my ex and the man faced administrative leave, pending an investigation due to company policy violations. One evening, my ex knocked on my new apartment door, distraught and mascara running. She screamed that I had ruined her life, stating she was suspended from work and would likely be fired. I remained calm and told her she needed to leave and sort out her life. In the days that followed, I learned through mutual friends that my ex had officially lost her job, while the married man faced consequences from his wife. I focused on my own life, setting up my new apartment, and finding joy in simple things like tending plants, a hobby I had always wanted to pursue. 3 weeks later, I received an unexpected email from my ex, titled Closure. I almost deleted it, but was curious enough to read. In it, she offered a genuine apology, acknowledging her mistakes and the manipulation she inflicted upon me throughout our relationship. She expressed that she didn't expect forgiveness, but was grateful for the chance to confront her shortcomings. After several days of reflection, I replied, simply thanking her for the apology and wishing her well on her journey of self-discovery. Since then, I've had no contact with her. I've heard through friends that she's still staying with her sister, but is pursuing job opportunities elsewhere. As for me, I've started dating casually again. Recently, I met someone interesting at a friend's birthday party, and we have plans for dinner soon. While I occasionally think of my ex, the pain has dulled into a faint ache that diminishes over time. I've come to understand that the opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. I'm finally moving forward, and surprisingly, life looks quite promising from my perspective.